Hear me in the World Vibes Radio. Why they my use ya? Not take no talkie. Be careful of some places where you walk. Some no know God, them no read Bible. Then we shoot you down with them rifle. Do not bring no guns, come to town. It's World Vibes, tell them leave that at home. Them better bring love, come to town. It's I say spread the joy around. World Vibes Radio. I'm not taking this, you know. Let's go and teach your youth them. Play some good music, educate them.
Yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz, and you don't know it's the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. Keep it locked, man. Blaze it hot. Anthony Cruz to that.
Father, it's me again. It's Somari again. Yes, it's me again. Yeah. Yeah. Father God, now beg you guide me through the land. This is a prayer, this is more than a song. Yeah. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah, guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, shield me from the evil way I bring me. Father God, me beg you guide and protect me from the evil out the road where you try to corral me. From all the wicked where you try to backstab me, and the one them where you plot to take my life over vanity. Father God, me beg you watch my family. Protect my friends as I bless my enemies. Me need you more in this time, cause out the road it just not pretty with the crime. Yeah. And Father God, me beg you just stand beside me. Every day them just a come at me if you try to derail me. But me thank you every day for the victory. Just a hold on the faith, me now go make them distract me. And me's a youth who hustle hard in the streets, working every day because the wife have to eat. And I must fulfill my destiny. Send your angels in for watch over me. And Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Me say it's sticky, and out the road me say you mucky. And them the youths and nowadays no afraid we make it up. What a pity, I bear guns so like the city. And round the world I bear calamity. No, it not pretty. And out the road me say it dirty. And every man who run the place like him and John Gotti. What a pity, no more love no they in the city. So send your love now cause me. Guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. It's me again. Jehovah, me I beg you to cover me with all of your might, protect me from the evil man, the man who have the evil plan, the man where you try to equalize. It's me again. Jehovah, me I beg you to cover me with all of your might, protect me from the evil man, the man who have the evil plan, the man where you try to equalize.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, me I beg you shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah shield me from the evil way I bring me. Jehovah, just guide me and just protect me from my enemies. Jehovah, just shield. Oh, Jah, here I and I. bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, yeah. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me. Ooh, I'm in the midst of strangers, oh Lord, strangers without love and mercy, strangers without dignity, strangers who don't want to live in harmony. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, yeah. Father, they have dug their pit and are waiting to see me fall in it. Yes, they've got great power, so without your help, I know I suffer. Hear me while I call on you and help me to conquer. Only you are fair. Be with me everywhere. They're trying to see me fall, but with you, Jah, I stand tall. Ooh, yeah. Bless me. Oh, Jah, bless me. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, yeah. Why should a man choose to live his life this way, yeah? All you wanna do is fuss and fight every day. Each day you get up, you fuss and quarrel, oh Lord. Dumping your brothers in deep waters and barrels. Sisters informing in sisters. Sons murdering mothers. Fathers hate to see the very sight of their own children. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, yeah. Ooh-wee. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, so that they can curse me, bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me, yeah. Bless me, mighty Jaja, bless me. I'm in the midst of strangers.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua. We are here every Tuesday and Wednesday night starting at 7 p.m. Jamaica time, 8 p.m. New York or Eastern Standard Time. And we usually go for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. It all depends on the topic. Again, my name is Joshua, and what we do here, I am the founder of the Kabbalah Learning Center of Jamaica. And what our mission is to raise the level of awareness of the teachings of Kabbalah and the Zohar, which is the principal text of Kabbalah, to Jamaicans, both in Jamaica and abroad. I have been a student of Kabbalah, which is the teachings of the Old Testament, the 5 books of Moses. I've been a student for the last 18 years, being raised a Christian in a Jamaican household. Being raised a Christian, became a Bible student fairly early in my life and found many holes in Christianity. Many holes in the doctrines and the concepts behind Jesus of Nazareth. I'm a firm believer that the Old Testament is foundation, and that which the sages say are true. I also am of the belief that all of the teachings of Jesus, Yeshua, are in complete alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. However, many of the doctrines, many of the concepts within Christianity are not in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. And I will point that out from time to time. Now, there are many things that are in alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. Many of the Christian teachings, such as Jesus being the Messiah. Now, Kabbalah teaches that in every generation there are two Messiahs. Messiah, son of David, and Messiah, son of Joseph. The sages of Kabbalah are in agreement that Jesus was one of the Messiahs of his generation. Okay? Not the singular only Messiah, not the Messiah that Isaiah speaks of, because the Messiah that Isaiah speaks of is not a single individual, it's a mindset. Because no individual can appear to change people's hearts like that. We are given free will, and our hearts and our minds must adapt, engage, and express the notion of love thy neighbor as thyself. And it is that understanding that will bring Messiah consciousness. It is when all people of this world no longer have evil in their hearts against their brother, but will treat everyone with human dignity and represent and reflect the nature of the Creator himself. A nature of love and mercy and kindness, severity where necessary, judgment where necessary, but love and mercy. What I have found in the 18 years of studying this wisdom is that we need help. Mankind needs help. And that is why the Creator revealed this wisdom to the Israelites. I find that the message of Christianity was not strong enough, neither the message nor the application or the expression thereof was strong enough to combat the evil inclination which we all have. However, the concepts and the precepts of Judaism, which is the expression of the law given to Moses on Mount Sinai, okay? Judaism is the religion that was formed off of the science, the wisdom of Kabbalah. Kabbalah is the why behind Judaism. Again, as a Christian, remember, Judaism is the foundation of Christianity. Jesus was a Jew. He was a Torah observant Jew. And again, his teachings, the secrets that he revealed, are in total alignment with the teachings of Kabbalah. Again, just not how Christianity presents it. For instance, when Jesus said, "No man cometh to the Father but by me," Christianity has used that to set up Jesus as the gate and claims that if you don't believe in Jesus, then you're not going to be saved. I frequently ask, saved from what? Saved from what? From judgment? You can't be saved from judgment. Only your actions. Because the world is built on a framework of cause and effect. And the wages of sin is death. unless we know the secrets of how to sweeten judgment and to repent and to transform our ego from a desire to receive for the self alone to a desire to receive for the sake of sharing. Because Kabbalah teaches that you cannot give what you do not have. So therefore, you must learn how to receive in a balanced way and learn how to share in a balanced way. And that is what the teachings of Kabbalah does for you. Again, the Zohar, which is a compilation of conversations between rabbis, the main one being Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Conversations that help to open up the secrets of the Torah. Because again, Kabbalah teaches that the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, are completely encoded. And without the Zohar, we cannot truly connect to the essence of the divine energy stored within the stories and the text of the Torah. The Zohar can be found online, www.zohar.com. There you can read up on the Zohar, the contents of the Zohar, both in Aramaic and in English. And at that website, you will learn more about the origins of the Zohar and the history of the Zohar. Another good website, as for reference, is the Kabbalah Center's website. That's www.kabbalah.com. Kabbalah is spelled Kabbalah.com, Kabbalah.com. And then there's our website, the Kabbalah Learning Center of Jamaica's website, which is www.kabbalahforjamaicans.com. Again, that's Kabbalah, Kabbalah, the number 4, and then Jamaicans, JAMAICANS.com, KabbalahforJamaicans.com. And if you'd like to reach me via WhatsApp, you may do so by country code +1 516 965 5700. Again, country code +1, so WhatsApp number 516 965 5700. If you'd like to join our WhatsApp group and receive texts relating to these teachings, texts that remind us of the cosmic openings that are approaching, such as this one coming this Sunday night. Huge cosmic opening, because all of the holidays, all of the Israelite holidays, my friends, are cosmic openings. Openings whereby we can connect to special energies that are being made available in the cosmos. Currently, starting last night, we entered into the new moon of the cosmic force, the astrological sign of Gemini. So I want to say Chodesh Tov to all our listeners. Chodesh Tov, which is spelled Chodesh, Chodesh, which means month, and Tov, which means good. So basically we're saying, have a good month. Happy new moon. The Kabbalists teach that when we recognize and acknowledge these openings, these cosmic openings, when we observe the seed level of the astrological cycle, this month of Gemini, we are given an ability to control our destiny. Kabbalah is a science and not a religion. And it has been given to us to help us in this world that we live in, this world of physicality, this world of action. So tonight we're going to learn, we're going to discuss a little bit connect to the energy of the new moon of Gemini. I will read from the Kabbalistic astrology book from Rav Berg. And then we're going to talk about the angels of this month, because all of these things, again, are revealed to us so that we can connect. Because you cannot connect to that which you don't know of. You must know. You must know what's happening. And you must know how to connect to the energy. Again, if you want to benefit from it. So I'd like to welcome to our program tonight Brother Akash and Brother Sean. Welcome, my brothers.
Yes, man. Blessings, Joshua. Blessings, Akash.
What's up, guys? Great to be here as always.
Glad to have you. Last night was a pretty powerful class. I should say program. But it was more like a class because I think the things that I shared last night hopefully were revealing. Bringing to bear the idea of the Son of Man. Last week we talked about the Son of God and what the Zohar says to us about the sons of God, who they are. Those who seek to know the Creator in a particular manner, someone who wants to know the secrets of the universe, lifting up the hood of the engine to understand how things work. Why? Because we need to be partners with the Creator to make this world into the paradise it was intended to be. And last night we read from the chapter of Ezekiel, who was a priest, who was called to be a prophet and to speak against the nation of Israel and to warn them, to blow a trumpet in Zion. And what was very fascinating to me as a reminder is that the Creator said to Ezekiel, listen, I'm going to send you to the stiff-necked people. And whether they listen or they don't listen to you, which, by the way, is a statement proving that God doesn't know what we're going to do. Everything is not scripted. And there is no such thing as destiny. Because the choices that you make is that will bring you to a specific destiny. Does everybody get an opportunity to tap into or to walk into their destiny? We all may get opportunities, but not all of us are given the merit, the merit of fulfilling our destiny. And for those of you who would like to tap into what your true destiny is, the only way to do that is through the spiritual work. That's the only way. You will not truly understand and feel fulfilled unless you have the sense that you are fulfilling your destiny. So again, tonight we're going to discuss some tools that the Kabbalists have given us so that we can draw nigh to the Creator, draw close to the creative force, and allow the light, the energy of the force, to transform us and to cause us to vibrate at a frequency, at a higher frequency. Teach us how to listen to the voice of the Creator, because there are many voices out there, friends. Many. You want to tune into the right one. Jesus himself said, "My sheep shall hear my voice." In other words, people who are tuned in to his essence, to his energy. It's not easy to tune into the Creator's energy, to the Creator's voice in this world that we live in. Not easy at all. because so many voices out there. Everybody have something to say. Just look at social media. Everybody. So, all right. So my friends, Sean, did you get a chance to listen to the recording from yesterday? And do you have any questions?
Yes, man. Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about what you heard? Or anything you'd like me to further discuss before we get into our topics for tonight?
About the sons of man now. Is the same concern I had about Genesis 6. Is the same kind of what would I call it now? Like dual conversation, I would put it that. Because we are called the sons of man. That is in a physical sense. But in a spiritual sense, I'm trying to understand more why it would say the Son of Man, just like Jesus was the Son of Man, also a Son of God.
What's the difference? You inquiring what the difference is? And why they use those two phrases, separate phrases?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I would say that the term Son of God the Son of God is an understanding that the Creator revealed to us to help us to help those who have a sense for it to recognize their pedigree, their parentage. Okay? And that they're not just a human being, but they are much more. Right? The term Son of God. Because what does the Zohar tell us? The Zohar tells us that the sons of God are those who engage in prayer, the service called prayer, and they seek to get to know the Creator in a very specific, particular way. Not in a general manner, but in a specific and particular manner. To understand His secrets. That's the sons of God. Because not everybody is a son of God. However, everybody is a son of man. Right? The Son of Man is a level, again, identifying with your humanity, okay? Being able to identify with your humanity and recognize that you have a mission, like how the Creator spoke to Ezekiel in the book of Ezekiel. Because even Jesus himself, and we talked about it a little bit last night, when Peter had mentioned it, that when Jesus told the cripple, who they brought into, I think it was Simon's house, right? Hoist him down from the roof. And he told him, your sons are forgiven thee. Your sins are forgiven thee. And the Pharisees that were observing and following him said, that's blasphemy. Only God alone can forgive sins. And Jesus turned to them and said, which is easier to say to somebody? That your sins you're forgiven? Or to take up your bed and walk? Which one? And them said, to tell somebody that their sins are forgiven. Jesus turned to them and says, so that you know that the Son of Man, okay, he never said the Son of God, the Son of Man has the power to forgive sins on earth. Just so that you know that. I say to thee, your sins are forgiven thee. And take up your bed and walk. Right? And the man gets strength in his legs and start walk. So again, the sons of God, that whole idea is for a person to recognize where they come from, who their father is, and what authority they have. The Son of Man idea is for those who, recognizing and accepting their humanity, they're part of the human race with the same issues, downfalls, right? Corrections to be made. That the person who accepts their humanity and then realizes that they are not just a human being, that they were sent here on a mission. Realizing that the same mission, albeit slightly different, because we're not called to go up on the cross. We're not called to endure the things that Jesus endured. But we are called to spread the wisdom, to spread the word. And one of the things that Christianity is famous for is the spreading of the gospel, right? Even though for them good news, because that's what gospel means, for them good news is not really that good. Giving people false hope. Waiting for a rapture to occur, to be taken up in the clouds. Literally. Not recognizing that whole process that Jesus referred to is an opening up of our mind and our intellect for us to be able to perceive the Creator and the forces that are at play here in this world of Malhut, here in this 10th level of the tree of life, the world of action. So for those who are waking up, for them it's being given the secrets so that they can be a beacon of light in a place of darkness. Does that help?
Yeah, a lot, man. Yeah, a lot. So basically what I got from what you said, there's levels to a man.
Absolutely.
And there's levels to a man open up himself to accept the light that he already have, but he don't know saying it.
That's right. That's right, Sean. If you got that from what I said, amazing. Right on. I guess,
We always listen, me and Akash, me I tell you, say, Akash, I don't meet him physically, but Akash spirit is similar to mine. We are willing and able to learn new things from other people, not just our own thought or what we call idea or whatever knowledge we have. Exactly. So as soon as I listen to you, it makes perfect sense to me what you're saying.
Well, Baruch Hashem, I my biggest desire is to be able to be impactful with my words, and
And
to.
I
you're
was feeling
doing.
that impact. Don't worry.
That's what I'm telling you, my gosh.
I had my eyes closed and I was just meditating on that.
Yeah.
Well, Baruch Hashem. All praises to Hashem. May I continue to merit this opportunity to reveal wisdom and light to the world. So definitely, Sean, stages, right? Stages. And so it is with this wisdom as well, because you're not going to get everything overnight. And there's so much, because I'm still learning. All right, still learning. And reminded, not just learning, but reminded of things that I was taught before. And things that I realize I need to start to share a little bit more with you guys, because, again, we live in this world of action, which means that we have to perform works. We have to do things to awaken the light force from above to be with us here. Right? And even though they say that the light is within us, it is, but it's within us and above us in regards to not geography, but in elevation and level. Within us, but above us. In other words, above our intellect, above what we're able to recognize. So hence it gives us the notion, the idea that we have to go somewhere and draw it and pull it in or connect to it. It's not necessarily here, right? That's the idea. That's the notion, that it's not here. We have to go somewhere and get it. But that place where we're going to get it is within, really. Deep within, right? Deep within, above. Because Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you.
I used to hear the term absent-minded, and until recently, I didn't know what it meant. And it's based off a simple thing. Most of the time, it's external forces basically create situations for us. So what people do, what people say, or what we see around me, that is what we go after. So if somebody say, boy, that guy's a handsome person, I start think I'm handsome based off of somebody else. So absent-minded to me, is when you take no care of outside. When I say no care, I mean you're not mindful of what people are saying, but what you know is true. You follow that. You understand? Because if I didn't think that what you're saying is true, I wouldn't be on your program. I can't tell you that. I know me is like a rolling stone. We command to certain things, no mass. So, yeah, you're right on point. And as soon as a lot of people start make this connection with themselves and with others, similar, like energy, positive energy start generate, you go and find this place to be a way better place.
Yeah, man. And that's why we have our grassroots program to get the Zohar out there, because like I said earlier, we need help. Man cannot do it on his own. And the Zohar is the most powerful spiritual tool available to mankind today. The Hebrew letters, the most powerful language, designed to transmit light force energy through our hearing and through our scanning with our eyes, making eye contact. And then the wisdom behind it, further mind-blowing. So, and, let's, without further ado, let's get right into it, because like I said, tonight is the new moon of Gemini. And I found a few lectures. So tonight is today we're in the new moon energy of Gemini, and then Sunday is the cosmic opening known as Shavuot, which is the 50th day after we were released out of Egypt. We are in the period called the Omer right now. It's a 49-day period. Okay, 49 days starting the day after we left Egypt. And on the 50th day is the giving of the Torah. It's the giving of the 10 Commandments and the essence of the wisdom of God. It wasn't just 10 Commandments were revealed. Okay, all the 607 mitzvot, 606 mitzvot, because 7, Noah had 7. They're called the Noahide laws. 7 plus 606 is 613. There are 613 mitzvot. 365 of those are things that we should not do, things that draw negativity and chaos. And 248 of them are the things that we should do, things that we can do to draw blessings. And that is why Judaism is known as a religion of laws, the do's and don'ts. Again, the Creator was just showing the Israelites, teaching the Israelites, revealing to the Israelites how the world is designed. It is designed on a framework of cause and effect. And by the Creator laying down those laws in the books of Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers, he was letting Israel know the secrets of how to avoid chaos and how to draw blessings. All right? And further to that, the Creator raised up spiritual giants, sages, that help to reveal certain secrets to us. And again, I say, those who have an ear to hear, let them hear. So tonight, we're going to first start with the new moon of Gemini. And we'll go into other teachings about Shavuot and that sort of thing. So this is Ralph Berg in his lecture. It's called Gemini on the Night of Shavuot. Let's see, is this a new moon one? Yeah.
I would just like to inject the Zohar into this, the importance of this month, which really centers around one idea, the idea of Shavuot. In other words, why is this month important? Because Shavuot takes place in that month, or is Shavuot a secondary cause? In other words, because this is such a particular month, therefore no other month can handle Shavuot. No other month can handle Shavuot. Just as we interpret the idea of the holy city of Jerusalem. Is it a holy city because the holy temple was located there? Or is it the holy temple that was located there as a secondary, as an effect to the fact that Jerusalem is a holy city? There's something special in Jerusalem, and therefore the only place that the temple could be located is in Jerusalem. The same holds true. And says Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon Hacheyama. This is the way Rabbi Shimon describes this month and what takes place on Shavuot. Kachamar, b'shah shenitasfu hachaverim eslo b'layla hazeh, when all the friends, companions gathered around him in this particular night, he said, Navo letaken tachshitei kala. Let us be metaken. Let us correct. Let us amend the tachshitei. Tachshitei means ornaments, jewelry of the bride. Who is the bride? As we know, God was the groom. The Torah was the groom, which is also known as Zer Anpin, which means male, and the Kala, which means all of Israel. That this month, this particular day is a time, says Rabbi Ashlock, to explain what it means, the ornaments of the bride, meaning us, meaning all of mankind. In order to draw down, mochin comes from the word moach, the brain, to draw down the brain of God. To draw down the brain of God. Oh, there's a brain of God? He's a person? No. Mochin means the light force, that positive energy, that quantum energy, which does not contain illness, does not contain, as we see today, fortunes, countries going down the tubes, countries that are soon going down the tubes, which, of course, lacks the affinity with the light force of God, because in the light force of God, there is no chaos, whether it be economics, whether it be health or relationships. There is no such thing. That's called mochin, like the brain itself. You can have pain all over the body, a phenomena. You can have pain all over the body. The way we recognize the pain is because certain stimulus arrives at the brain. If I suffer a bruise on my finger, the brain picks up that sensation and translates it into something of pain. Now, if we did or bruise the brain itself, the answer is it never feels pain. The brain itself never feels pain. Why doesn't the brain feel pain? Because the brain is that affinity with the light force, and in the light force, there is no pain. There is nothing of any nature that we consider to be chaotic. There is no such existence. That is what we can accomplish in this month. And therefore, the only reason that those 10 utterances, which will be explained more fully on Shavuot, relates to this month is because there is one way to correct ourselves in creating the affinity with the light force. Is it asking God to help us? Well, the Talmud and the Zohar have repeatedly stated, although very few of us will agree to the Talmud and the Zohar, that as much as we want to suckle, as much as we need in times of need, of Holocaust, serious illness, serious economic difficulties, serious problems in relationships, we need the help of God. We even pray sometimes to God in times of need. Everyone says, God, help me in times of need. As much as we pray for it, there is more of a feeling of necessity to share, more so than we want to receive his beneficence. But if you look around, and if you look at the past 2,000 years of history, it certainly leads us to no inclination that God even wants to support us at any time, because he's never around when we need him. Never around when we look for his support. Never. For most of us, in times of need. And yet, we are to believe what the Talmud says, as the calf of the cow needs to suckle the milk of its mother, the mother has a greater desire to share the milk with the calf. But it doesn't appear to be that way. How do you connect with God? Said Rabbi Shimon, L'taken tachshitei kala. Tachshitei are the ornaments. What are our ornaments? What is my ornament, your ornament? Well, my ego is certainly a great ornament. Who am I? I am this, I am that. When I speak, I want to be heard. If it's words of wisdom, look who this is. That's us. That's our ornaments. Our intelligence, the 4%. We are always as smart until when? Till when? When we're no longer smart. Reichman was smart for 40 years, and now he's no longer smart, and they're all writing at all the mistakes he made. See? Now he became stupid. See, you're only as smart until you become stupid. But that rational consciousness for us is difficult to absorb. We are healthy and will always remain healthy until when? When we are no longer healthy. And that's true for all relationships and so on. That is our takshitim, our health, the physique. I'm healthy. I feel good. These are all tachshitei kala. These are all our ornaments. These are the ones that we speak about. Then there are, of course, those few people who are always praising themselves with how terrible they feel. But that's not by and large, what most people express is how terrible I feel, how things are so bad, and etc. Most of us would rather prefer being on the side of the tachshitim, the things that express themselves, some appearance that things are going very well. Everyone is ashamed to say that I'm a poor man. Everyone is ashamed to say that I don't feel well and complain all day, because really people are not interested. They will smile with you, as it says. They will smile with you when you smile. When you cry alone. You cry alone. Nobody wants to hear the other one's misery, because most of us probably have our own little package and baggage of chaos that, listen, I've heard enough. Now I've got to hear more. How do you be mitaken that? Through the resh and the zayin. The paradox of life. The resh, we said, was making an appearance as if you're poor. That will bring you wealth. The paradox that exists in this world. The bulb wants to tap the electrical current. What must it do? It must have a filament that rejects. By rejecting, you get. You want to breathe in? Got to breathe out. Everything, if you observe anything that exists around us, you will notice that it operates, and certainly science has come to the paradoxical nature of existence, well substantiated and well confirmed by science, that we live in a paradoxical nature of existence. To earn wealth, you've got to pride yourself in that I have no wealth. And that's the way you acquire wealth. To say that I have no guarantee that maybe in 1 second from now, I can suffer, chas v'shalom, the greatest catastrophic illness is a reality, but that is what is consciously thought about, that it could happen. Then you guarantee yourselves that it will not happen. By inviting that kind of thinking, by maintaining the Satan consciousness, our rational consciousness that says, I am, this is me, by negating, by making it resh, by making everything resh, meaning poor, you're without any of these things, because ultimately we all wind up there anyway, one way or another, to indicate to us the paradox of life, that when you consider yourself poor, even when you have billions, but you say, I know in one moment, without the support of the light force, I haven't got anything. And I will have nothing without the support of the life force, because this consciousness must be laid to rest, buried, resh. Now, to achieve that consciousness, when can we achieve that consciousness? How do we achieve that consciousness? Is this month, and only this month. We have a support system that if we can walk out tonight and say, maybe there is something to it. I look all around, and there is chaos. We can't deny that. And there is a paradoxical nature in existence. Maybe it's true. And certainly I have no method by which I can say cancer, take a vacation for at least 120 years. No one even can claim to possess that kind of power, yet that power is ours. That power can be achieved when? When? Only in this month. Only in this month. Therefore, this month is the power of light. Therefore, the Resh and the Zion, and what does the Zion mean? This month, we were given the tools.
Well, there we have it. The Rav says this month we've been given the tools. What tools have we been given? The tools of understanding about the Hebrew letters, the Resh and the Zayin. And let's see. I don't have that to show at the moment. But the Resh and the Zayin are the two letters that formed the planet Mercury. The Resh for Mercury and Zayin for the month of Gemini. Again, Kabbalah is a science, my friends. It's a science. And as a result of that, we are given knowledge and information to help us to properly understand the nature of the universe. And as a result of our proper understanding, we can interact with that energy, tap it, and use it for our benefit. That's what the Rav means when he talks about tools. All right. You guys have any questions before I go on to the next one?
Oh, this is great information. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not yet, not sure. So Canadian first, not yet.
All right, so here is the Rav again. This is a short one on the night of Shavuot, which is this coming Sunday. Now, I want to mention to those who are listening, all of the holidays and the cosmic openings that we observe, we do our best to stream so that you are able to make the connection wherever you are in the world. We do so through Zoom. This Sunday night, as we did last week, Wednesday, about 10 days ago, on the 33rd night of the Omer, we streamed Lag BaOmer. Lag BaOmer is another cosmic opening, very special cosmic opening, the 33rd day of the 49-day period, and we streamed it. If you would like to get the link so that you can make your connection, observe what is happening, you can give me a call. Send me a text via WhatsApp. The number is country code +1 516 965 5700. Again, country code +1 516 965 5700. So here is the Rav on the night of Shavuot.
What is the objective? What is the objective of keeping or observing or making this connection with Shavuot? Says Rabbi Shimon that each year we can actually purchase life insurance, but not the kind of life insurance that is sold, where you must die before you can reap the benefit, but life insurance meaning a guarantee, and here there is some discussion of whether it's a guarantee until Rosh Hashanah or a guarantee until next year, but guaranteed that one who fulfills the requirements, which we will discuss tonight, fulfills the requirements is guaranteed that he will not die. Furthermore, says Rabbi Shimon, disaster can't befall that person. In other words, forgetting about the idea that the Ten Commandments were presented on Shavuot, for us personally, if we want to be insured with life, health, because the opposite of health would be a disaster, by making the proper connection, we can be assured with these benefits. On this night, the Lord, together with the entire cosmos, are all looking for those who have been up this entire night. And here, says the Zohar, is the aspect of chuppah. Mitoret likanes the chuppah. They go into chuppah. How do you make a chuppah up there? And again, for a bride and groom, what is the aspect of chuppah down here? Why is this thing here, this canopy? Is it for ornamental purposes, or there's significance? Rabbi Shimon says this is what happened on Mount Sinai. The first chuppah took place on Mount Sinai. Well, what happened? We were discussing the idea that what is Shavuot about, that there was a sudden protective infusion of sufficient life force to do away with the Satan, to do away with death. This is the way we explain the night of Shavuot, the power that takes place, the significance that takes place. On this day, there is an automatic chuppah, and it comes from the word chofeh. The reason we do that, and we'll get back to the wedding, but what happened here was because of the possibility that this kind of infusion of energy that was destroying eternally death, there was a necessity, as we said, like the ozone layer, to make sure the harmful rays, which our bodies are not prepared to handle. So God created an ozone layer. You know what you call that ozone layer? Chuppah. Chuppah. The word chuppah covers. It creates a security shield for us so that we can reap the benefit of the sun. We can reap the benefit of this intense flow of energy, but at the same time, the intensity would burn us out. No, it was tempered by something called chuppah. And so, on Shavuot, there is a built-in chuppah, That's what happened on Mount Sinai. 10 commandments, we say 10 sfirot, 10 life forces that were gradually brought down to the level. But we were not physically connected with it. It was still a life force not contained. It's like electrical current that is not yet contained in a bulb. It's only potential. And therefore, what he came down with Moses, 40 days later, was the instrument, the physical instrument, that would permit all of this metaphysical energy from becoming manifested. So on Shavuot, we have that extra added protection called a chuppah, which preserves us, which prevents a burning out, nothing more. The instrument that we use is the words of the Torah. Read certain portions in order for us to make the connection. And you must make that connection. What we're going to get out of this night by making use of the power of the alphabet, making use of the system that Rabbi Isaac Luria developed from the Zohar, was that this infusion of light that's coming in, I want to make a connection with. And if I make that connection, disaster cannot happen, death cannot happen, things of that nature. I've connected with the life force.
All right. So there you have it. The cosmic opening that has been revealed to us so that we can connect to the enormous, magnificent, transformative, protective energy of the light force. So these are the rituals, right? These are the rituals because we have to, the Zohar tells us, that in order to awaken any energy above, there must be an action below. We must perform the action below to connect. And that is who Israel is. Those who believe and understand and know what to do to make these connections. That's what this study is all about. To learn how to receive. To receive what? To receive the light force of the Creator. Akash and Sean, any questions?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm understanding.
Yeah, man, loud and clear.
So it means that you must have on your calendar Sunday night. Don't miss it. And Akash, you were at Lag Bomer, and you got a little taste of what it's about. It's an all-night study. This time, Lag Bomer, we don't sleep at all until after 5 in the morning. We prepare ourselves for the wedding, the joining of the light force, the male force, and us, the female, the receivers, that energy for the entire year. Like the Rav said, it's life insurance. It's life insurance. The Creator wants to see who is willing to believe the information that is being presented. Those who follow it will reap the benefits. It's as simple as that. If you don't make the connection, you don't get the energy. Simple. That's how you exercise your free will. That's how you exercise your free will. What you do with your time. And I would like to play one more from Monica Berg, who is the wife of Michael Berg. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, again, you can find these lectures on Kabbalah.com. Okay.
Chag Sameach. So, just wanted to share a little story because Shavuot actually is one of the most powerful holidays, and it's not automatic because we're usually focused on how our physical body feels, right? We have to stay up all night, we make sure we have our eyes open. You hit your neighbor to wake up when they fall asleep. And we can get distracted. I think other things we do on holidays is we come with a mindset that we ask the Creator to please help us take away this pain or this fear or this doubt, have it be removed after we want to get this injection of energy, of light, and those things that we're feeling that are negative, we pray for them to be removed. But something else really needs to occur here. And I remember I experienced the most powerful Shavuot I've ever had 21 years ago. And it was, Josh was born a few months before, and in April. And in those months after, the 2 months after, I was consumed with a lot of fear and worry and anxiety, but so consumed in a way I'd never, like all-consuming. And I remember that Shavuot, I mean, even to get on the plane, I mean, it was a real challenge for many reasons. But I remember entering that Shavuot, I hadn't slept for 3 days before. 3 days leading into Shavuot, and then we had to stay up all night. And I remember at that point, I thought maybe physically I'm not even able to fall asleep anymore. And when you don't sleep for that long, you think you can never fall asleep. And anyway, I figured it out. I managed to stay awake, mostly because I was nervous. But I remember I was praying to the Creator so much. And more than that, I was upset with myself that after studying Kabbalah at that point already for a very long time, how could I be in so much doubt? How could I have so much fear? And I looked at myself outside of myself, and I recognized that that's not the person that I want to be. And the fact that this uncertainty of the way Josh came into the world could throw me so completely, it was clear what I needed to change. But I didn't even have that ability to think of it in a conscious way. So I remember that whole night that I was up, I just really, it was in that state that Mikhail spoke about today. I asked the Creator to please shine your light on me, shine through me. And when I could finally go to sleep, it was like 4 a.m. I remember I slept with David in the room next to the synagogue. I didn't even go to the room. I slept on the floor in his sleeping bag with him. And it was the first time I slept in 4 days at that point. And I remember I opened my eyes after an hour and I saw, maybe it was 2 hours, I saw the sunrise. And it was the most majestic sunrise I've ever seen in my life. And I felt as that sunrise was happening, I felt that light rise inside of me. I felt born anew. And that's what tonight really is. It's not about coming in with, like, if you have a car and you're going to clean the engine, you're going to get rid of the oil, you're going to put gas in, make it as good as new. It's not even that. It's completely that you are in a different state where you don't have to fight your fears or your doubts or your worries. You don't have to beg for clarity or certainty. You are so completely aligned with the light of the Creator that it's shining through you to the point where you are just anew. That's the power of this evening. And it's not, I mean, if you think of it that way, you wouldn't even be tired. Like, you're going to be so energized because who you can wake up as tomorrow and going into all of Shavuot is going to be a completely different version of you, one that can't look at the challenges in your life the same way. They won't even affect you in the same way because the light is now shining through you. So I'm super awake. Are you guys? Okay, let's get started.
Yeah, so that's Monica Berg. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's an opportunity, friends. It's an opportunity, like she said, to be anew. Is that possible? Yes, it is. It is very possible, my friends. Very, very, very possible. And again, Israel are the believers. Those who follow after the recommendations, because all of these things are just recommendations. Yes? Recommendations. Let's hear what Michael Berg says about creating angels.
If you're not aware, if you're not conscious of what's available, all of us can keep in our mind, especially in the next, unfortunately or fortunately, not that much time before, but what's called alot, the beginning of the sun shining for this day. Some of us know, maybe some of us don't. There was a great sage who lived during the time of Rav Isaac Luria, the Ari in Safed in Sfat. His name was Rabbi Yosef Karo. And 1 year on Shavuot, after he did what's called the Tikkun Leil Shavuot, the connection that we just made, and he continued his study because you do want to really maximize the minutes up until Alot. And he was making the connection, and suddenly appeared to him an angel. Now, again, not, in sort of, the versions of angels that, we sometimes think of. It was an internal awakening of a soul, of a light that started revealing to him secrets. And many of us know there's actually a whole book of these secrets from Rabbi Yosef Karo that were revealed to him through what's called the Magid, the angel that taught him. And what the Kabbalists explain, again, related to everything we spoke about until now, is that on the night of Shavuot, we can merit our own Magid, our own internal network of angels or energies that sustain us with wisdom, direction, and secrets and certainty. It's important that we realize, as we mentioned before, that literally we're creating an array. This is what we're doing tonight. Through everything we've done until now, amongst all the work, we're creating an array, a network of angels that Bezrat Hashem will guide us, direct us, reveal to us, sustain us, at least over the next 12 months, Bezrat Hashem, forever. But again, if you're not aware, if you're not conscious of what's available, then Chas v'Shalom, after such a powerful connection, we can miss the ultimate gift. So let's make sure for all of us that we maintain consciousness. Again, even just because we finished this specific reading, Bezrat Hashem, there'll be more teachings, we'll read more Zohar. Let's keep our consciousness of what these next few, literally, minutes up until Alot, but of course throughout the day until the stars come out this evening, that we are able to keep on grabbing and building our own network of angels, Bezrat Hashem, that will direct us, that will give us wisdom, that will give us certainty, that will give us consciousness and support, Bezrat Hashem, at least throughout the next 12 months, Bezrat Hashem, for the rest of our lives. Chag Sameach.
All right. Again, more wisdom for preparation. On the night of Shavuot, this coming Sunday, we are being given the opportunity to create a network of angels that will support us. Okay? I mean, how exciting is that? How exciting is that? All right, here's Michael Berger, another lecture on, it's called Experiencing Only Light in Everything and Everyone. Again, related to the energy of Shavuot.
Bezrat Hashem.
Let's see.
This is a very important connection, and Bezrat Hashem, most of us, if not all of us, have been preparing, at least today, in the ways that we spoke of. And I just want to awaken three important thoughts related to what we spoke earlier today, but of course related to the work we are about to do. I was sharing at the table with our friends during the meal that there's a famous story from one of the Kabbalists that when it came to the night of Shavuot, usually he would share some words of wisdom at the table, and on the night of Shavuot, he never would. And once one of his students asked him, "Why don't you share now?" And he says, "Because I have nothing left. Because on Shavuot is the time of, it's called the time of judgment, the time of decision, how much wisdom we're going to have, how much inspiration we're going to have, how much consciousness we're going to have." In simple terms, it says, Ba'atzeret al perot ha'ilan, which literally means that on Shavuot is the time of judgment as it relates to the fruit of the tree. The tree is the tree of life. This is the one day a year, beginning tonight into tomorrow, that we set up for the next 12 months how connected we are going to be to the tree of life. How connected we're going to be to the tree of life. And if you understand what that means, certainly those of us who are desiring a connection with the light of the Creator, desiring renewed inspiration, renewed wisdom, renewed clarity, renewed consciousness, this is the time. But as we said earlier today, and again, as it says in the Torah, that the revelation at Sinai was Bahar mitoch hachoshech, that it's a connection that comes from darkness. which means, again, the removal, the conscious understanding that whatever wisdom I had up until now, whatever consciousness I had up until now, whatever connection to the tree of life I had until now is dead, does not exist anymore. And I enter into this connection with a great desire because I understand that for the next 12 months, how much consciousness I will have, how much wisdom I will have, how much inspiration I will have, it is all decided by our work tonight. It is all decided by our work tonight. And finally, to give us, again, maybe a deeper connection, awakening to what is about to happen through these readings, again, as the Rav shared, really set up, prepared by the Ari, Rabbi Isaac Luria. In the first utterance, it says, Anochi Hashem Elokecha. The literal translation is, I am God, your God, as it's translated. But the Kabbalists explain, and this is true about all the 10 utterances, what happened in the moment at Sinai, which again reveals to us what is available to us tonight. The light of the Creator is everything. It is the source of all spiritual worlds, certainly the source of all physical worlds. And what is the purpose of the physical world? What is the purpose of the physical world? Everything that exists in this physical world. It is to let us know, to reveal to us the light of the Creator. Right? So in reality, all of creation, including every single human being, but every single inanimate object, vegetation, every animal, their ultimate state is when you look at this table, you see the light of the Creator. When you look at a chair, you see the light of the Creator. So the Kabbalists explain what happened at Sinai. It's not that they heard a godly voice that says, I am everything. It's that when they looked at the natural world, everything was saying, I am the light of the Creator. There is only the light of the Creator. Everywhere they looked at the mountain, they looked at the heavens, they looked at other people, they looked at tables, they looked at chairs. It was all obvious. This is the light of the Creator. That's why it says, for example, that no animal spoke, because all the natural world came to its ultimate state, which is that the whole world becomes obvious to me and to you and to every single one of us. It's only the light of the Creator. Now again, we learn this, right? We learn this in classes. We get, taught this again and again by our teachers, but it's very different to hear it and to know it, to experience it. Imagine, and again, this is the ultimate state that you can get to on Shavuot, where suddenly you're looking around and all you see is the light of the Creator. Not, again, as a lesson or as a learned wisdom, as we said today, but as an experienced truth. That's the state. That's the state of Mount Sinai. That's the state of possibility of Shavuot. To understand again, when it says, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, the first utterance, I am the light of the Creator, it wasn't a godly voice, in today's world, Morgan Freeman, the voice of God, but rather it was when they looked at everything, when they looked at another person, the only possible thing they saw and experienced was the light of the Creator. And that's the state that we are meant to get to tonight through this connection. Anochi Hashem Elokecha, where it becomes so obvious, so clear as an experience, right? All doubt and all fear and all lack and all darkness comes from where? From the fact that we don't see the light of the Creator. On Shavuot, we have the ability to connect to the revelation at Sinai, which is again reawakened for us tonight, which is at the most basic level. Anochi Hashem Elokecha. Everywhere we look, Bezrat Hashem, tonight, and from this moment onward, we only will see the light of the Creator. Only see the light of the Creator. And the final idea that I want to share as we're getting ready to begin is everything we spoke about, and I understand, are very lofty concepts. And it's also, for some people, might be discouraging. Am I going to get there, right? Am I going to come to the experience that we spoke about earlier today, where I see only the light of the Creator, where I experience, as the Israelites did? Bezrat Hashem, we will. And therefore, I do recommend everybody, as we read the Torah, as we make this connection, that should be the goal that you're going towards. To experience, to see the essence of the light of the Creator. But even if, to whatever degree, each one of us gets there, there's another teaching. It says that when the Israelites heard Anochi Hashem Elokech, when they experienced the first utterance, it says Nitke'ad divrei Torah betocham, that this revelation that we're speaking of was literally, it says, stuck into their being. So even if, Bezrat Hashem, we will all have the experience that we spoke about earlier today, the experience that we're speaking of now, where you only see the light of the Creator when you get finished with the connection of Shavuot, but even if Chas v'Shalom, to some degree, we don't get to that state, no, you have to have this certainty that because of the connections that we're making tonight, I'm going to be implanted with the tree of life. I'm going to be implanted with all the wisdom, with all the inspiration, with all the consciousness that I will need to elevate me new over the next 12 months. So as we said, just to review some of the points that we said, Bahar mitoch hachoshech, we're coming to tonight with nothing, none of our previous consciousness, wisdom, inspiration, knowledge, all of that is gone, and therefore I come with a huge and empty vessel to receive new inspiration, wisdom, consciousness, certainty for the next 12 months. The connection to the Etz HaChaim, to the tree of life. Second, the experience, Bezrat Hashem, that we're looking towards on Shavuot is Anochi Hashem Elokecha, which is that everything, all of the world and everything around me screams out, I am the light of the Creator, I am the light of the Creator. And third, to know that regardless of what our experience, Bezrat Hashem, we are pushing for the ultimate experience that we've been speaking of, but regardless, because we come with a true desire and a vessel, Nitke'ad divrei Torah betocham, that we will be implanted. We will be implanted with the light of the tree of life, that for the next 12 months we have certainty that everything we're going to do tonight will give me all the new wisdom, all the new inspiration, all the new consciousness, all the new certainty that we're going to need for the next 12 months. Bezrat Hashem.
Man, I tell you, my mind is on fire. I mean, you guys excited about this opportunity?
I'm extremely excited.
I mean, there's nothing like the right preparation. There's nothing like knowing what to expect. You know, what to keep your mind focused on for these opportunities. I mean, wow. Wow. Just wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. You know, let's hear what Eitan says.
Hi everyone, Chag Sameach. Chag Sameach. So, after what Michael shared, the study that we're going to read now, I would like to read from volume 1 of the Zohar, when Rav Ashlag help us to understand the secrets of Shavuot. It is so connected, and after what Michael shared earlier, we can actually see how incredible and deeper this understanding. So Rav Ashlag help us to understand that while Shavuot is divided to two parts, the evening part, the all-night study part, and the day part, which the evening is preparing the vessel for the day. While in the day, when we're reading the Torah in the morning, we're actually downloading that light of the tree of life, that consciousness of the tree of life that will stay with us for the whole year. The evening connection, the all-night study, being awake at night with all the connection, is what actually preparing our vessel to receive that consciousness of the tree of life, that light of the end of the correction. So now I would like to read from Rav Ashlag. Help us to understand. Saying like this. ואומר השמיים דחתן דעה לחופה, כי קדוש ברוך הוא נקרא שמיים ולעת גמר התיקון נקרא חתן. בסוד הכתוב הוא כמשוש חתן על כלה. Vashla tell us that the light that is revealed in Shavuot is the unification between the groom, which is Zirampin, which is the creator, and the bride, which is us, the collective vessel, the Malchut. And that unification is considered to be a wedding. That light of immortality, that union that is taking place in this time is that connection called wedding. והשכינה הקדושה נקרא בשם כלה, כלה משמר גמר התיקון. What is the word kala, bride? What is the root of the word kala come from? From the word kale means completion of the correction. When our vessel reach that tree of life consciousness, and as Michael shared, that I'm no longer dependent on external circumstances to make me happy. I'm fully connected with my consciousness to the light that is constantly here. That's called the tree of life consciousness. So the word kala, bride, comes from the root of the word kale, complete. When my consciousness become complete tree of life consciousness. That's kala. דהיינו, והמילה חתן מורה גם כן על ירידה, כי על רד מתרגמים. So he's saying that the word חתן, which is groom, means nachat, to lend, to come down. So in the force, the groom, which is lending his energy with the kala, which kala means the complete consciousness of the tree of life, that's when you have the full unification. And what is chuppah? What is the chuppah? Is the canopy that hold together, that creating that energy of the wedding, the unification. What's allowed? So basically, in time of Mount Sinai, that revelation of the final redemption, the light of immortality, was unification between the light of the Creator, which is the energy of the groom. Groom means coming down and manifest itself with the kala, the bride. Who is the kala? The collective consciousness that becomes complete tree of life consciousness. But what's the only condition that wedding, that unification, that harmony will take place? When there's chuppah. What is chuppah? What's the secret of chuppah? Rav Ashlag speaks about it, which is incredible. Chuppah is kinus v'kibutz של כל האור חוזר שיצא על ידי המים נוקבים שאלו הצדיקים בכל אלה זיווקים דקודשה ברכו ושכינתי. So the Rav Ashlag tell us that throughout the generations, righteous people did a lot of spiritual action without necessarily yet the world seeing the result of that light. And every spiritual action that not just the righteous did, that each one of us have done and doing daily with pure intention, without seeing yet the results in our life, that's called Or Chozer, returning light. What is returning light? You go against gravity. You do spiritual action, you go against gravity, you're not doing it because you got something. That's called returning light. And we know returning light, which is that spiritual action without getting the support and the energy right away, that's become the vessel for the light to be revealed. So Rav Ashlag previously is saying that why the night connection is preceding the day connection of Shavuot, because the night connection represents when you do spiritual action and you don't see results. When you do spiritual action and you don't see results. And without the night connection, the day connection, which we see all the results, when all of us already, as Michael shared, we don't need teachers, all of us channeling the wisdom, and we see the miracles revealed in our life, that's called the day connection. What is the night connection? You do spiritual action without seeing results. Michael said before, the holiday of Shavuot, it's when each one of us doing the work without the support, not because we're receiving the wisdom and not because of the light of the Torah. It means we're creating what we call the returning light. We at night, when we are not being supported, creating the vessel for the light to come later on. And it says, without that returning light, without that countless amount of actions of the tzaddikim, but not just tzaddikim, each one of us, the light of immortality cannot be revealed. Because what is the chuppah? Chuppah is the vessel that allowed the wedding to take place. Chuppah is the vessel that allows us to receive the gift of immortality. And what is the chuppah? Is the accumulation of all the spiritual action that all of us done at night, which call Or Chozer, returning light. What is the gift that we are getting in Shavuot? Is the gift to do spiritual action at night, as if it's day. At night means without needing to get support, reinforcement, results from our action. And without this, the light cannot be revealed. So the whole idea of being awake at night and excited at night, when usually it's the time to go to sleep, that we need to push ourselves against gravity, we need to push without getting the immediate reward, it's actually the secrets of us creating light. You know, originally, there was only what we call direct light. The energy of the Creator shining upon the collective soul, and that's what fulfillment took place. And then we came to the Creator and told him, we want to be partner in creation. Allow us, during time of darkness, when I'm not getting energy, to create our own light, which we call it Or Chozer, or returning light. And without that returning light, the direct light from the Creator cannot be revealed. And when Michael said before, what is the holiday of Shavuot? Is the holiday of our light. Is the holiday that we are creating, that Or Choser, returning light. And only then the light of immortality can rest in it. What is the tree of life consciousness? When I'm getting support, which is during the day. When I'm not getting support, which is during the night, I'm creating another positive action, another loving action, another study, another sharing the light. Do I see any results? I don't see results, but I know I'm creating the vessel. I'm becoming the chuppah, the canopy that allows the light to return. Now, Rav Ashlag differentiates between two types of people in the Zohar here: followers and leaders. He's differentiating. One he calls those who follow, and those Tomchei Deoraita. He calls them the leaders. He say, what are those to follow? Is those who the only way they'll do spiritual action when they're being encouraged, when they see cause and effect for the spiritual action, they see, wow, the Zohar work, the spiritual work. Everybody believes in it as well. I'm going to join as well. Everybody say good things about Kabbalah and about the center. I will join it as well. Followers, which actually the majority of the world are followers, and it's nothing wrong with them. But where's the leaders, or as Rav Ashlag called it, Tomchei Deoraita, which without them, the light of immortality, the light of removing pain and suffering from the world will not take place, is those who are willing to take the challenge and say, I would like to be able to persevere with pure intention, quality and quantity of countless actions, countless study, countless moments of spreading the light, even I getting no validation, no return, not seeing the miracles and the results in my life. That's called those who are actually creating that Or Choser, the returning light, that become the vessel to reveal the light. Because without that, it's impossible. And there's a rule. As a person goes through this next spiritual level, the soul is being asked, are you ready to be a leader or you want to be a follower? If you want to be a leader, remember, you'll be tested. Rav Ashlag saying, especially those who taken upon themselves the commitment to be a leader. We're not talking about leaders or teachers. Each person who study Kabbalah in the world. So the soul is being asked, are you really willing to be the leader? Because leader means you'll have more concealment. You'll see less immediate result than a regular person out there. Are you willing? Or you want just to be the followers and to see immediate cause and effect for your spiritual action? And that's a decision each one of us can do, because tree of life consciousness is for those who are willing to take leadership, to push even when I don't see results. Think about when the Rav and Karen started 50 years ago, 1971, started with spreading Kabbalah. Did they see any results of their action or potential results, beside the fact that the Rav's teacher told the Rav and came to the Rav to Karen in a dream and supported them? But did they get any real support, any reinforcement? Wow, we're spreading Kabbalah, we see light in the world, everybody's supporting. The opposite. More they've done, more resistance. Why? Because really to create a vessel of Or Choser, of returning light, it has to be in the dark. In the dark means not seeing any results. But the sentence Rav Ashlag told his students and Rav Branwine told the Rav, don't forget, Rabim asher imanu me'asher imahem. It looks like there's no results, but there's so many more supporters in the upper worlds. There's so much reinforcement in the upper world. You see nothing in the physical world. So many, with all comparing to all the resistance that exists out there. So the whole idea of staying up at night against gravity, and it's connected to what Michael said, this is our holiday. Our holiday means it's not the time. I'm getting the energy and the excitement to be calm, and I'll see the immediate, yes, the ultimate result is we see the light flowing in our life in an endless way. But our holidays means I'm creating the tree of life consciousness without getting any support in return. That's what really tree of life is. I'm in a state of joy and excitement from the work that I'm doing, for helping others, for transforming others, for supporting the word of revealing the light, and not needing results. Because if I still need results, which is normal, I'm the follower, which is a level that is necessary. And that's a question each one of us needs to ask tonight. Am I really ready to be a leader? Am I really ready to do the right action? And for a second, my life will look like I'm going backwards and I'm not affected at all. Oh, no, please God. I just want to see immediate results for every action that I'm doing. And that's the tree of life consciousness that Rav Ashlag speaks about. Chag Sameach, everyone.
So, that was Eitan Yardeni. I tell you, it's
You know what's so strange about what you just said? Joshua, the most truthful stuff come to me at night.
okay.
Yeah, most of the stuff.
When things quiet down, man. When things quiet down.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. No, I remember, before we started, we say, if like absent-minded, take yourself out of situation and there's no destruction. There's no destruction where you are at peace with yourself and within nothing happen negative there. Or as soon as you go out into a wider space where everything is active and moving, you start feel fearful and then you start think negative.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, Josh? Is that it is said, good evening, great greetings, one soul.
Good evening, Peter.
It is said that the darkest part of the night, it is like 4 o'clock in the night. And that is when the energy comes out from Hashem to bless everyone. I've heard that saying so many times, and it's crazy. I tend to wake up at that time of the morning. When you wake up that time of the morning, the energy or the angels then wake up to bring a message, come and give to you. It's crazy. The darkest part of the night, of the darkness, is just before daylight.
Right. Yep. Yeah, man. Well, I want to encourage everyone who's been listening that if you would like to make this Shavuot connection, be a part of the all-night study where you learn studies of the Zohar, Rabbi Shimon, the great sages, wisdom like you just heard from Eitan Yardeni, Michael Berg, and the Rav, to purchase life insurance for the next 12 months. That's what is at stake here. This is what's available. And like Eitan said, to do the spiritual work without seeing the results, because you're not going to necessarily feel anything that night. But believe me, the universe will see who is there and who stayed up and who did the best that they could to make the connection. So if you'd like to, give me a ring. WhatsApp number, country code +1 516 965 5700. Again, country code +1 516 965 5700. Let me know that you would like to receive the Zoom link for the connection on Sunday. And it will be sent to you. That is what we do here, friends. We expose our people to this magnificent wisdom, eye-opening wisdom, wisdom that transforms, helps us to vibrate at a higher frequency so that we can draw quality to our lives, quality and abundance. Yes? So, oh, and again, so we have a few minutes left. Let me, again, say happy birthday to all the Geminis. Brother Peter, happy birthday. Happy blessed Earth Strong to you. And
Give thanks, my brother. Give thanks, my brother. I was breaking down last night with Esther. The eyes, ears, nose, mouth, heart, reproductive organs, feet, back, and all of that stuff where the 12 tribe of Israel is concerned. And I was telling her that I was saying that Reuben is the eyes, Simeon is the ears, Levi is the nose. And the nose and the ears are joined together. Just like they said, Simeon and Levi are joined together. If you blow in your nose, you feel it in your ears. And I was explaining all that on the mouth, the heart, everything. Judah, thy brethren shall praise. Benjamin is thy in the feet. Dan is the backbone, which is the judge, and all the different aspects of our body that even represent the 12 tribe of Israel. And of course, we can't leave out, it wasn't just 12 tribe, it was a 13 child there also, and that was Sister Dinah. And we can't forget her, and that is Malkut. It is, you cannot leave her out of the picture. There's a balance in everything, if I may say so. There's a balance. You cannot leave out the woman in nothing that we do right now.
I agree 100%.
I feel strong, Peter.
I'm reading the Zohar, I'm reading the Torah, and I have the Kabbalah from my astrological standpoint, and I have another book that breaks down the hot and the cold, the yin and yang, the day and the night, the sun and the moon, the left and the right, the blue, green and the blue, and everything, the colors and the frequency, and all the energies that are around all the different L's.
Let me share with you the angel that rules over the planet, over the sign of Gemini. His name is Peniel, P-N-I apostrophe E-L, Peniel. It says here that Gemini is born under a mutable air sign. It says that they tend to be likable, but have trouble sticking with projects and following through. Gemini is supervised by the angel Peniel. Ask him to help you finish what you start. That is for the angel Peniel and for Gemini. and
Did you
reading
know that
and
I
reading.
had a vision?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I had a vision one time that Shaitan took me out of my room, took me out of my and took me up into the skies and said he's going to release me if I don't denounce God. Yes, if I don't denounce God. And I called upon the name of the Most High, and He let me go. When he let me go, I started to laugh at Him because I told Him I was a central column because I am here, and He let me go in my elements. I laughed at Him. I literally, and that was like 30 something years or maybe 40 years ago. Yes, I laughed at Him. I said, "Let me go." I called upon the name of God, and He let me go. And I said, "You let me go in my own element. So bye."
That's good. That's amazing.
You're free, you're in your own element.
So,
Yes.
out of the Kabbalistic astrology book by Rav Berg, it says Sivan, which is the Hebrew name for Gemini, is the third month of the lunar calendar, ruled by the planet Mercury. And we know Mercury is the fastest planet, and that is why the Geminis, they are considered to be communicators. They love to talk. They love to communicate with others. In Aramaic, Mercury is called Hakav, which is associated both with communication in the physical world and with integration of the physical and spiritual dimensions. The Aramaic letters that connect us to the spiritual energy of the month are Resh and Zayin. Resh created the planet Mercury, and Zayin created the sign of Gemini. It says, together they tell us that Sivan, Gemini, is a month filled with potential for unification, particularly for the fusion of the physical and spiritual worlds. That is why the Torah was given in this sign, in Gemini, which brings everything together, releases the notion of immortality, where we see the light force in everything. And once we see the light force in everything, there's no chaos, there's no disease, there's no lack. Quick is the word that comes to most often when thinking about Gemini. Quick to judge, quick to react, quick to change. Quick as in clever and lively, but also quick as in momentary, superficial, and passing. In this little word, all the strengths and weaknesses of the month or sign begin to emerge. Geminis are worthy representatives of Mercury, the fastest planet in the solar system, which makes its trip around the sun in a mere 88 days. That's 104 miles per hour, almost twice as fast as the Earth. Like the planet that rules them, Geminis are speedballs. While most people require time to absorb information before taking action, Geminis seem to gather information and react to it simultaneously. If they see it, they get it, and they are on the move. They have a remarkable ability to grasp all sides of a question, synthesize viewpoints, and come to a decision almost at once. In this, they take advantage of the inherent duality of the sign. They see things with more than one set of eyes, sometimes even seeing them with two places at once. So I strongly recommend to get this book. It's called Kabbalistic Astrology. You can find it at the Kabbalah bookstore, Kabbalah.com, and it gives tremendous wisdom about each one of the signs of the zodiac and the Hebrew letters that form them and control them, and what energies we can tap into. Because again, these are all cosmic openings. So that brings us to the end of our program tonight. I can go on forever. But I just want to say, those of you who are on the Kabbalah for Jamaicans chat will see the information that I will be posting leading up to Sunday. Again, for those of you who are listening, you can give us a call at country code +1 516 965 5700. Let me know that you're interested. We'll send you the Zoom link. It's for free. No cost to you whatsoever. And this is one of those holidays that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of Jews don't know. Well, they might know about it. But whether or not they observe it the way the Kabbalists observe it is a different story. We do it not because of tradition or because of religion. We do it because of the science. What we're able to benefit from it. We do it for our own benefit. Not for God's benefit, for our benefit. God don't need nothing. Everything that he's presented and revealed is for us. We don't need to worship God. God doesn't need to be worshipped. We need to just have an understanding of the creative force and be thankful for it. That's the worship. To recognize that we are the instruments of representation and the instruments of manifestation. And by having that correct understanding and living the life of such, the world becomes a paradise by default. So that's why everybody needs this wisdom. Everyone needs this wisdom. So, again, as a reminder, we're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night, 7 p.m. in Jamaica, 8 p.m. in New York. And like I said, sometimes we go for 2 hours like we did tonight. You're listening to World Vibes Radio. You can also find me on Facebook. YouTube Live. And we have lots of videos on YouTube. Kabbalah for Jamaicans. That's KABBALAH, the number 4, and Jamaicans. JAMAICANS. All right, friends. Thank you so much for showing up and making the world a better place by absorbing the wisdom. Stay tuned, because Sunday is a big night. Get ready. If you're planning on attending, be expecting. Go with great expectancy, great desire, big vessel to receive. All right? Remember, this is for the whole year. All right, guys. Any other questions before we go? I hope that was helpful tonight. Those lectures were amazing.
They really were.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The opening of the new moon, the ending of the Omar, and everything falling in because 2 more days before the Omar is finished, and it's coming like a burst energy that's being released before those 2 last days. Yeah, you can feel it.
Yep. Coming to the end of it. All right, my friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. All right. Remember that this is the way. And the more we continue to embrace it, is the more we'll benefit from it. And we'll allow our light to shine to begin to affect in a greater way those around us. Yes? All right. Good night, everyone. Blessed love. Until next week. One soul indeed. One soul.
Good night, guys.
All right. Good night, Akash.